This is not my job. I don't make a living hosting lollygagging. Unlike you, I have to work. Okay, nothing was handed to me on a silver platter. And I have a day job, and some of you may know this, and some of you may not. But my day job is I'm an artisanal pencil sharpener. That is to say, I make money sharpening people's number 2 pencils. Okay, I have sharpened hundreds of pencils since I launched my business 2 years ago. And as some of you may or may not know, I actually have a book coming out in a couple months, which I will start badgering you about relentlessly. But I have written a book. It's called How to Sharpen Pencils. It's 224 pages of pencil sharpening techniques. I will say it's 224 pages, and we had to cut 60 pages. So yes, I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the DB Optivisor, 2x magnification, which is very useful when it comes to close analysis of pencil points. I use this a lot in my practice. And I've developed a lot of different fun pencil sharpening techniques, and one of which I'd like to share with you this evening. So if I could ask for a volunteer from the room to come up here, it would be my pleasure to blow your fucking minds. Let's have a round of applause for the volunteer. Okay. So as I mentioned, my book has 18 chapters on pencil sharpening techniques, and some of them are pretty straightforward and might be familiar to some of you. And what I do in this book is just write a lot about them and really help you refine your practice when it comes to sharpening a pencil, putting a point on a pencil, or renewing a pre-existing point on a pencil. But the point of the book also is to have a little bit of fun, okay? And so there are also chapters that deal with celebrity impression pencil sharpening techniques, okay? I teach you how to do celebrity impressions phonetically, which is a fail-safe way to learn celebrity impressions so that you can sharpen a pencil as Sir Elton John, or Robert De Niro, or Rosie O'Donnell, or Rush Limbaugh, anybody like that, which is a great way to bring new people into your practice and make more money at children's parties. There's also a chapter on sharpening pencils for children, how to engage children's interest as you sharpen pencils for them on a field trip or something like that. But one of the chapters is about novelty pencil sharpening techniques. Okay, these are the somewhat less than straightforward ways of sharpening a pencil. These are the dynamic, cutting-edge, really fun, exciting ways of putting a point on a number 2 pencil. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to try one of these techniques for your edification, but also for your amusement, okay? This is really fun and really exciting and dynamic, and this is going to be the one thing that you remember from this year 2012, is what's about to happen right now. And so my volunteer now, I'm going to hand him 2 simple objects. One is a standard number 2 pencil, and you can just make sure that it's a regular pencil. There's no hijinks or funny business involved. This is a mass-produced number 2 pencil that you'll be familiar with from your childhood, or if you're in the pencil business, you'll be familiar with it from your day-to-day job at the pencil factory. And the other thing that I have is just a single blade pocket sharpener. This is a brass bullet pocket sharpener, and you'll remember that this produces the kind of iconic ribbon of shavings that you remember from your childhood, right? Okay, so we're going to be using both of these devices, but in a very extraordinary fashion that's going to leave you all flabbergasted and orgasmic. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to teach this gentleman how to sharpen a pencil behind your back. Okay, and this technique, yes, it was inspired by Jimi Hendrix, who was a famous hippie guitarist. And one of Jimi Hendrix's signature moves, of course, was to play the guitar behind his head, right? Okay, and some people think that Jimi Hendrix did this to obscure the fact that he was actually a mediocre musician. I disagree. I actually think Jimi Hendrix was one of the top 500 guitarists of the 1960s. And that playing the guitar behind his head was like this moment of exuberance to show how talented he was. And it was also almost like a challenge to his audience, like an act of defiance. Like, oh, if you think I'm such a crappy guitar player, how do you explain the fact that I'm playing a guitar behind my head, and I'm dressed like a gypsy, and I'm on a lot of drugs, and I've been playing this guitar solo for 45 to 50 minutes. And so this is kind of an homage to the great Jimi Hendrix. So the first thing that I would like you to do, place the shaft of the pencil into the pencil sharpener in the traditional manner. Nothing to see here. That's what you would think if you walked by. Just a guy sharpening a pencil in the traditional manner. Right? The shaft of the pencil is horizontal. It's engaged in the larger of the 2 orifices of the pencil sharpener. And now watch this. Now what I'd like you to do is take your arms and place them behind your head. Okay. Now you can tell from his face, is experiencing panic. He can no longer see the pencil or the pencil sharpener. And that's okay. The reason for that is they are behind your head, sir. You cannot see them because they are obscured by your skull, okay? And you literally don't have eyes in the back of your head. But they are there. Now what I would ask of you is to start sharpening the pencil in a traditional manner, twisting the shaft of the pencil with torsional force into the body of the pencil sharpener. Now he's doing that now, and you would see, as an onlooker, it looks like he's adjusting his collar or stretching his big mighty biceps from after a day working down on the docks with his fellow stevedores. You understand he has this kind of hardscrabble authenticity of a blue-collar working man. You can see here. And so you'd be confused. Why am I being asked to watch this? It's just a guy adjusting his shirt collar or flexing his mighty biceps after a day working down on the docks with his fellow stevedores because he is a hardscrabble, authentic blue-collar worker. But if you listen actually very closely, you can actually hear the sound of a pencil being sharpened. And this will drive the onlookers and the passersby to distraction. What is going on here? What accounts for this sound? The sound of a pencil being sharpened. And here, of course, is the big reveal. If you would turn around, sir, and reveal your handiwork to the audience. And now, of course, you understand. A moment's glance, you understand everything. This gentleman is simply sharpening a pencil behind his back. Now you get it. You experience the full release, the full orgasmic release of satisfaction. The mystery has been solved, and your admiration for his technical prowess is unbounded. This guy is living at the intersection of chaos and desire, okay? The bisection of Eros and Thanatos, okay? The sex impulse and the death impulse. That's what we're seeing right here. This is literally the Jimi Hendrix of sharpening pencils. And you can see here, now he's doing something very good. You can see that the shavings are falling outside of his shirt collar, and that's very important with this technique. In fact, I often recommend a turtleneck sweater, sharpening a pencil behind your head, because if the shavings were to fall inside your collar and onto your bare neck, you would have a spasm. And you could risk poking out your own eye with a pencil, which of course would be a horrible, horrible accident. And it's a testament to Jimi Hendrix's own talent that in all of his years of playing guitar, he never actually poked out his eye with a guitar. Okay, and so we can only endeavor to be as good as Jimi Hendrix. So now let's inspect your pencil. Let's see the kind of work that you've done. And here now, of course, my optical magnifiers come into play. You hand this to me. And he has produced a serviceable pencil point, all the while behind his head and not being able to see what he was doing. Ladies and gentlemen,